Real hot girl shit.
And if the beat live, you know Lil Juke made it.
Body yaddy 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 yaddy. Body yaddy 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 yaddy. Body crazy curvy wavy big titties little waist. Body crazy curvy wavy big titties little waist. Body yaddy 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 yaddy. How about that? Ate it up and gave it. They look good, but they still wanna know we're making it.
Size and Powerful podcast. If you are new here, hey. And if you are a returning listener, what up, gang? If you don't know the voice, I am Ruthia, aka the spoiled one, aka the real one, aka the unbothered one, aka this is my summer body, and this is all y'all gonna get. So just accept it. As you can see, my lovely co-host and bestie is not here. ZZ, where you at? I just seen you like 2 minutes ago. No, but we ain't mad at ZZ. She out here getting the bag. She out here wasting people. So make sure y'all keeping up with her. Check in with her. She got so much stuff going on right now. And she got a dope ass sale. Don't tell her, but I sent y'all. Use code SPOIL10. Get a discount on them waist beads. Make sure y'all checking everything out that she got going on.
Period.
Right now, she upstairs in the Sherman Phoenix wasting people. And we're not talking about wasted. We talking about them waist beads joints. And as you can see, we got a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. I'm Trinika Walker, founder of Stop the Violence 53206.
Gang. So first of all, we gonna dig into what all of that means and what got you on that mission. But we're gonna start this week off with a quote, and this week's quote is never allow your miracle to produce your pain.
All right.
And I ain't gonna lie, that came from me watching the TV show Manifest.
All right.
And literally I was like, oh, so whatever God supposed to have made a miracle for me, I can't let the devil use that same miracle to be my pain, and I got to make sure that I'm using it for good and not for evil as well. So then we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna go into our vibes. So our vibes is just whether it's a quote, a song, any type of word or something like that that describes your week or how you've been feeling. And this week my vibe is being busy, because I got a lot of dope shit still coming up, y'all. I've been telling y'all about this BBW calendar, and it is officially going to drop on August 28th. I'm
right now
super geek because
you should.
So the whole point behind this calendar is most of you guys know Rob Smith that was murdered. Art saved me. And I had the amazing blessing to be able to be a part of this project. And literally it was just like, hey, who want to be a part of this? Somebody tagged me, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm fine. I'm plus size, you know. And the queens that's a part of this, it's like, oh, you in that? Oh, you in that?
Bring it.
Oh, you in that? So the calendar will be dropping August 28th. It's going to be a full birthday party for Rob, as well as a release party for the calendar.
Okay.
It's been a crack. I'm actually going to post all the details on my page, so which means I really got to log into Facebook. But yeah, we're going to keep it rolling. Another thing I got coming up the very next day, I'm in a model competition, and the winner takes $1,000. So
okay.
we going in, we stomping with the big dogs, and we finna win this competition.
Going to get that stack. Going to get that stack.
You feel me? Because we energies ain't finna play with my life, and neither is these school supplies.
Yeah, you gonna get that stack. Bring it home, Ruth there.
Period. So Trinika, what's your vibe for this week?
Oh, my vibe for this week is basically numb. Because August 6th would have been my son's 3-year death anniversary, and I was gonna have he was shot down at Swing Park. His name is William Davis. So my son, William Davis, 17 years old. He was shot down at Swing Park. I was gonna host an event, Guns Down, Nerfs Up. And it was also themed Milwaukee versus everybody. So it was everybody coming out, different organizations, different, everybody from the community, all walks of life, just coming out to have a good fun with water, with the water being inside this gun.
Right, right.
So we were just going to give back to the community, have free things to just give away. But that was interrupted by death. I lost my nephew on this morning, the exact same morning that I was preparing to host this what should have been the biggest event of all time in Milwaukee, a big water fight. But I had to be there for my family.
Absolutely. And we definitely sending all our condolences and our prayers to you and your
Appreciate it.
family. But that's going right into the topic. We here to talk about you and basically your story. I've known you prior to you losing your son
Okay.
and everything that you've already had your hands into and what you are now more having your hands into after losing your child.
Period.
So let's talk
So
about it.
we could talk, but let me just be honest. This always a touchy subject for me.
Absolutely.
So you might see a tear too, but don't get it twisted. I trust and I believe in a wonderful God. You know, a man who put me through it all. So, I am strengthened. You know, when that the scripture say when I am weak, you know, um, he is strong or whatnot. So I believe that if I trust in him and if I continue to put my all in him, I think I can make it, you know, um, and fulfill this journey that he had me on. So 2018, August 6th, 2018, um, I got a phone call about 10 o'clock at night, and it was my daughter, and she said, my Will just got shot. And, you know, I got quiet. Um, I remember just by, you know, going to church, you know, and reading the Bible. Don't be too quick to react. You know, don't
Mm-hmm.
be too quick to move. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you might miss something. So I just sat down and I said, okay, what he at? And she told me the hospital he was at. I'll be there. I called my pastor as I began to get dressed. And I told him the details. He began to pray.
Of
And
course.
as I was on my way, he never stopped praying. I want to add, just for the believers, that my battery notch was only on 1%. So I made it from 39th and Clybourne all the way down to St. Mary's Hospital. First, I was told to go to Sinai Samaritan, which I did. Stopped there and he wasn't there. Um, then I went to St. Mary's, got to St. Mary's, and they had me waiting, which at that point I knew something was wrong. Um, Later to find out that my son didn't make it. So, yeah. After that, um, we buried him. The community came together. I needed help, and the community was there for me. Um, I also, during my fundraising, the youth stepped out. Hundreds of youth stepped out to help me
Mm-hmm.
because that they had knew Will and they knew of him to be a good person, kind-hearted. Whether they went to school with him or they knew him from the neighborhood, they knew that he had a loving for them, and they had a loving for him because they wouldn't have done it. They showed up prepared to do whatever needed to be done to raise this money. We did just that. Um, while we were doing that, someone decided to play his song,
Mm.
and they played his song. And on one of his little verses, he said, "Riding through your hood, looking like we trying to stop the violence." And that right there stuck with me. So after we buried him, the youth kind of gravitated towards me. And I said, well, hey, who want to start a group or something like that? And it was about 60 youth members who reached out to me. And that started right in my mom's garage, actually. We had several events reaching
Mm-hmm.
out to the community, um, grief support groups, 100 youth march that was successful, where 100 youth came together or so, came together and we marched around the community. Um, just ongoing events that we had a mother's march. I had a mother's march where the moms who were affected, our children, was buried due to gun violence. We got
Mm-hmm.
out here and we marched. Um, just March 28th, I had an all white event catering to the moms. We're out here trying to get justice. we're out here, we're angry, um, we're agitated, we want to give up some days, and some days we have the strength of a lion.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I decided to cater to those women, including myself, um, a much needed break and relief just to get catered to. Um, so we did that, bringing us up into this event where I had to cancel.
Yes. So I just want to take a step back because you talked about how the youth came and communed around you after the death of your son, which even when I found out, it was like, wait, what? It was hard for all of us because we were such a close community, and
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
oh
Will
yeah.
was, what I'm saying, a baby at the church, you know what I'm saying? So, and just even still being a mother of a young boy, and my son, how he gravitated towards you, like you have that sense of motherhood about you that I've always admired. And I just want to let you know that because every child that came into the church or that was around you, like you had everybody kids and you still having everybody kids. And I just really want to commend you on
And
that
that was
because
before my son passed. Let
listen,
that be known.
like even before then,
That
like
was before my son passed.
my
So
son came into the church and was like, I want to go over there with Trinika. Like, you don't even know her. Like, the kids have always gravitated towards you. And it was just like, it's something there. And then for you to be able to have the strength to continue on
yeah,
is like absolutely amazing for
yeah.
me.
I appreciate that. And it is. It is something. I don't know. I don't even know what it is at times because um I don't want you to understand, but those who do, we want to give up,
Hmm.
losing our kid, my only boy, you know,
Yeah,
we want to give up. But there's something burning inside of me that won't allow me to give up. It
right.
allowed me to shed tears, of course.
Absolutely.
But there's a fire inside of me
Hmm.
that I gotta let the world know that we can't give up. Even when one go down, we can't give up. I also gotta let the world know that in times like this, we should turn to Christ.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how was it like getting that phone call and knowing that, like, where did your faith step in where it was just like, you know what?
It
Because
was
and most times you wanna react immediately. Like as a parent of a young black boy, I've had a recent incident and where somebody came to me and was like, your son ain't okay. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you, that faith stuff was on the table. It was still on the couch. I was ready to sweatpants and hoodie out here, and then I had to remember it took one phone call to say, you know what? You're right. My first job is to be his mother. My first job is to make sure he's okay. And that's all instilled in protecting our children, making sure that they're okay. And by you calming yourself in that moment was just like, I need that. I need a piece of that because we so quick to react and we don't know who is going to affect in the long run because so many people are hearing your story and I've been seeing you fighting. I've been seeing you every day on the book doing something like I haven't seen you stop. And whenever you do have those moments of weakness, it's still so much strength in that.
oh boy, I want to give up every day. I want to
You
stop.
know?
Sometimes the people will make you want to stop, but like I said, like you said, it's something there. That strength. Well, it started. I'm gonna go back to 2009 when I had to. I found out I had cancer.
Hmm.
First thing you think of is death right away. I did. So I fell to my knees. And that's when my faith began to grow stronger. Um, a week before 2 weeks before my son passed, my brother passed.
Hmm.
I had to sit at that table and plan that funeral as well. Then 2 weeks later, my son passed. Um, I was already going through the battle. I was already going through, and God was already with me. He was with me then, and He carried me then. So
Absolutely.
I just always coming up as a little girl, you know. your grandmother or your mom take you to church. You were made to go. So as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, that don't count. But when you made to go because you fell down, or you made to go because you were pushed down, or you made to go because life,
Mm-hmm.
I had to tap in. I had to take my life back to him and give it back to him because, like I said, it was too much for me to battle. It was too much. I can't battle with cancer. So I
Absolutely.
gave it back to him, and I trusted that he would do what he said he would do.
Yeah. So how important was it for the community to gather around you? Because I know sometimes when you grieving, or when you not even just grieving, when you dealing with stuff, because sometimes we have to grieve us, we have to grieve our past and things like that, and we just want to be left alone. How important was it for you to have that community around you?
Um, what I think is it was so much. It was so much out of my control. I couldn't control the love if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stop the knocks at the door. I couldn't stop the phone calls if I wanted to. If I tried, I couldn't because it was an overflow. And I felt like that was a blessing
Mm-hmm.
in spite of everything I was going through. The people that knew me, the people that didn't know me, they had reached out, um, ooh, uncontrollably. Like it was a nonstop, even to this day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a major plus for me. A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people don't experience that. Have you ever seen a funeral where there's only like 3 or 4 cars?
Yeah. Definitely.
It make you feel some type of way. In my son's book, there were over 1,200 signatures,
Wow.
and that was the ones who got in the door. Outside the door, it was about 500 people.
Wow. Wow. I just knowing, you know what I'm saying, you as a person before and after, um, I'm not even gonna say I see a change, because it was just like you have always been that exact same person. You've always been reaching out to the community. You've always had your hand and stuff. You got me up off the bench and was like, no, we're doing this. We're making sure that we, you know what I'm saying, being seen. Like, you've always
Like we
rallied.
getting out here. You remember
Like,
we had the march?
listen, we was doing stuff, and I was like, I don't
We
know what we
marched.
doing or why we doing this, but
Gospel
Tronika
song.
said,
I just
Tronika said
felt
we
it.
doing it.
I just felt that
You
we
know,
should do it. And we marched around the community singing gospel songs. And
and
as
we had fun.
we did, and as we marched, it was like a parade. The people was yelling at us like, yes. And that's the thing. What we need more of, we don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the people want it. I just don't know why, you know, nobody's stepping out into it, but I will. I'll continue to do what God called me to do.
Yeah.
I'm moving in on His command, on His word, not my own.
Yeah, because so many people are always like, "Oh, well, we supposed to do this," and "Oh, yeah, we gonna go out into the community, we gonna do that." But I actually see you out there marching. Like, I done seen you going live, and I be in the house like, "Who is these people outside?" And you be right in my neighborhood, like, "Oh, that's just Tranika. She doing what she's supposed to be doing." Like, you don't have any boundaries to what you are willing to do. So many people say, like, well, I'm an activist, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm an advocate for this, but this is as far as I can go.
Yeah,
They don't want to go into those
yeah,
neighborhoods and those communities. And that's one of the things that's always stuck out, is that you willing to do whatever. You
yeah,
go into places that people don't want to go.
yeah, yeah. We in the neighborhoods. I live in the 53206 um, zip, and I know everything that's going on. I mean, pretty much, I've been around it since I was a little girl. So being in the hood, I mean, it's my family. So I can't be scared to go talk to my family,
Right.
you know. Um, and that's just that. That's just that. We gotta go, because if we don't do it, somebody may miss the opportunity. Somebody in their home, somebody
Right.
scared,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes somebody to be bold to come out and say something or do something or be about what they be talking about.
Yeah.
We can't only just hide behind our houses or Facebook or
Mm-hmm.
Instagram or anything like that. We really got to, even if it makes us look silly. I get out on the corner of 35th and Fond du Lac every other month, and I'm just holding a sign say "Stop the Violence." Whether I look silly or not, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
You know, we need this message. Somebody may get it, even if it's one. It's okay.
Yeah. How does it feel to technically be carrying the city on your back and the weight of all of the mothers? Because at the end of the day, like you said, if you just standing out there and you saying stop the violence, you might have just saved someone's child. How does that feel?
Well, I'm gonna say this: like, I necessarily don't feel like I'm carrying Milwaukee or the community. It's a lot of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so many, and we all gifted, and I believe that's another thing. We not here by coincidence. It's so many other great community leaders out here. Um, if I could just name a few:
Go right
Brent
ahead.
Hines, Maria Hamilton, and LaPortia, um,
Mm-hmm.
Roberts Way, Gloria. There's a lot of moms. There's a lot of moms out here that stood up, and we're trying and we're pushing and we're trying. We know that things are going to happen. I know things are going to happen. We can't stop this. The Bible is true. But if we can show people how to gravitate through it,
Right, right.
if I can show you how to continue to love through it, if I can show you not to hate the family that killed my son,
Mm.
I think we probably can get through a little bit better. We going through. We going anyway.
Yeah. How do you show that though? Because so many people be like, okay, well, I see you doing it, but how do you show that? Is it just you being you, or how do you actually show that to the community?
Well, me myself, like I put on these community events just to have fun and just for us to feel safe again.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like we need sit downs like this and we need to talk to one another. There's no, it's talking going on, but it's a lot of planning, and planning is failing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I believe we could just have them one on ones with the youth or even with adults, because there's some adults out here that act like the youth. So
Absolutely.
sometimes we got to have those talks. We got to get to the mind. They say the mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get to the mind. We got to sit down with these people because right now it's monkey see, monkey do. You do it, I'm going to do it too. But if I sit down with you and I tell you why, because your mom might be too busy, your dad might not be there, your family might be broken, you know. So I just try to get the youth. I try to grab them and I try to talk to them. I tell them my story. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't because there's
Mm-hmm.
some angry young men out here.
Yes.
The ones that it don't, I pray for them because I can't do too much. Um, I'll call you, I'll talk to you, but I got to go to sleep. I got to work. But when I can, I do it. I reach out. There's a young man who was sitting on the corner as I was driving by. Young boy had to look about 12, 13, a few months ago. And I said, let me turn back around. They say we nosy, right? But I said, let me go back around and see what's going on. Because he was looking at cars and stuff. So I pulled up on him and I said, you okay? And then he came to the car. He said, no, I need a ride home. Now I was scared. For real, for real. But I don't know what made me pull up on him and roll my window down and say, come here. Are you okay? And I said, what you doing out here so late? And he said, well, I got into it with my pops and I left the house. Can you
Mm-hmm.
take me to my mom's house? Where your phone at? He said, I don't got my phone. I left it at my dad's house. So I said, well, if your dad can confirm this story, I'll take you home. So I called his dad on the phone. Dad confirmed the story. Dad said, I'm through with him.
Mm.
You hear me? The daddy in his life said, I'm through with him. I took him home and I began to talk to him. We stopped at a gas station and the young man said, no, don't go there. We in tour with them.
Mm.
We into it with them. I said, well, if they see you, what's gonna happen? He said they're gonna get at me, they gonna dump me, and they ain't got my gun. I said, how old is you? And he said 14.
Wow.
So I proceeded to get him up out of there, and I got him to his house. And I run the doorbell. Mom wouldn't come to the phone. I mean, to the door for a long time. But at this time of the night, you can't go with me. You hear me? So we gonna stay on this doorbell. We ringing the doorbell. Mom came to the door and she said, "Why you let him in your car?" I said, "I don't even know why."
Jesus.
She said, "He ain't nothing. He steal cars and he carry guns." I said, "Can I pray for y'all?" She said, "No, don't pray for me, but you can pray with him." And right there, I felt like that was a battle within itself. What the mama saying this? Don't pray for you. What? So right there, I was up against something, but I had to stand my grounds.
Right.
And she allowed me to pray for him, so that's what I did. Pray for him. We talked after that, and that's just a little bit of me. What I would do, the extra mile, going the extra mile,
Right.
not just event hours.
Come
That
on.
was at 10:30 at night.
Come on.
I was on my way home.
What does the water fight that you were planning, and I'm not even, so it was canceled. We're gonna do some air quotes on that because I'm gonna say it's postponed.
Postpone. Let's do this.
It's not canceled because it was a reason for it to be put in your mind for you to have that event. And just even the Milwaukee, the whole story of the whole Milwaukee and how that is like a chant here in the city. And it brings so much joy and light to so many different situations. Let's talk about this water fight, this postponed, because we still gonna have it. It's still gonna happen.
Yeah, all right. I like that. So this water fight, I was strolling on YouTube and I seen something going down in Atlanta, and it was a big water fight, and this was about a year ago. I've been wanting to plan this for about a year. Um, Seen it in Atlanta. It went down in Texas, um, Vegas somewhere. It went down several states. It just was contagious. It just everybody was picking up on it. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do that. We already turned the city up, turned that M upside down, and called the city Milwaukee after my son passed. So that's what I named it, Milwaukee versus everybody. Tagged along with a young guy named Brandon Wilborn. He's a young guy. He's connected with Seville, and in their organization. So he was my wingman. Like me and him was on it. He was handling a lot of business for me too. And I want to shout him out, Brandon.
I seen your promo. I seen the promo.
Oh yeah. He thought of that, by the way. So yeah, we applied that pressure. We got a lot of donations. We got funeral homes who donated, nonprofits who donated, just ordinary people who donated because they wanted to see it happen. The flyer was really catchy. It was really catchy, and not only that, every event is successful. I will say that because, like I said, I'm not planning it. God to give me something to do,
Absolutely.
and I do it.
Absolutely.
A lot of people tell me I jump out there too soon, but I found out that if you don't, he'll give it to somebody else.
Because once it's in the atmosphere, it's out there.
So I jumped on it, and unfortunately, we had to postpone it.
It's postponed. Listen,
It's postponed.
when I think somebody, Kiki, she had sent it to me on Instagram. She was like, I know you ain't on Facebook right now, sis, but this got to be out there. Like, y'all got to get Tyler out there. Like,
Period.
And I'm like, dang, I got this going on. Going on. I'm like, I need to show up. So I've always been a parent that's like, Tyler wouldn't play with no toy guns, no, none of that. Like, his dad bought him a water pellet BB gun. I was like, take it back. Like, right. I've never been that parent. Everybody's like, it ain't gonna make him violent. I said, but it's also going to desensitize him to show him that guns are toys, and eventually those guns are not going to be for play anymore. I said, so I've always been that parent that's like, no, I'm not going to allow my child to do this. I'm not going to allow him to do that. But then when you came up with the Nerf thing, it was like, you know what? This is a way to kind of, like, I literally just started letting him do the Nerf guns. Like, the boy got so many of them. He be shooting me in the crib. Like we be having our own Nerf fights in
And
the
it's
crib.
fun. And it's fun.
So whenever you get back out there and you get this event back rolling, make sure you reach out because one, we need to have you back on the pod because we need to promote this as much as we can. And I need to be able to show up to say that I'm a parent and I could be in your situation any given day. Any given day. Like we could all be Trinika, and like we definitely need to commune around each other before versus the after. I mean, both is powerful, but to be able to come together as a people before things like this happen is so much more powerful because we can stop a lot of the things.
We can.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been a hard-headed child? You know,
I'm
you
still
had
a
to get
hard-headed
whooped
child.
a couple times. Like, ooh, if I would have listened the first time, you know.
I'm a hard-headed adult,
So yeah, we just got to get out there. We got to keep doing it. We got to stay in the eyesight of everybody, letting them know that we want it to stop. Mothers is crying. I know a couple fathers is crying. A lot of them. Families, and that's just not the way to go out. We shouldn't be losing loved ones due to violence. You know, there is a bigger picture, but there's a lot of other people that's out here for that. You know, who's pushing in, you know, the justice systems or whatever to change laws and for that. But my 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 stop the violence is surrounded in the community, for the community, boots on the ground, right at your door. I'm here for assistance. You don't even have to lose anyone due to gun violence. You know, I'm connected with a funeral home here in Milwaukee, who I always refer families to. If I can just say them, shout them out real quick. JD Davis Funeral Home. He's always helping the community, along with a lot of other funeral homes. But it's enough for the killing.
right. What do you think is your answer? And I mean, for me, I'm gonna say it's prayer. Like we gotta start praying for one another. But what do you think is your answer to stopping the violence?
You hit it right on the nail. It is prayer, but it's also respect, y'all. Um, I'm 41, and I was taught to respect adults, meaning my family, your family, the neighbors, people up the street. You just respect you. We lost respect.
Definitely.
We need to pick that back up. We need our youth, our children, our kids to respect older individuals. Start at home. These younger siblings who we done put our older kids over to go, you know, you got to go babysit boo boo because I got to go to work. But boo boo cursing him out and telling him what you ain't going to do. It start right there.
Yep.
No, I put boo boo, I put him in your care. You know, yeah, he might be a teenager because they look at him like, well, he's not an adult. So
right. He just my brother.
Yeah, but we got to stand firm right there and
Yep.
say, this is your sister, your older sibling, your babysitter. When I'm not here, this is what it is.
This is the caregiver.
Yes. And that's what we fail at. We ain't letting our kids respect other adults. We letting them measure up to us and be with us. We letting them be friends and letting them curse out aunties and uncles and all that when we weren't doing that.
Ooh, be knocked across the room somewhere.
We weren't doing that. So all the Medeas is gone right now, I guess.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, but we need to act like it.
Yeah, definitely.
We need
definitely.
To act like it.
Yeah. We got a comment that say you can make it. Is that what they say? Yeah, so definitely. Listen, it has been and play like so. Wait, let me just do this little disclosure because she really didn't know what we was here for.
Oh.
I was just like, we got to get you on the pod, and like 3 minutes beforehand, I was like, we here to talk about you and your story, and she was like, oh, okay, so that's what we doing. But I definitely appreciate your transparency. Thank because you. I did warn you, but it was kind of like this is a story that needs to be heard.
Yeah.
Because I've disclosed on the pod several times that as I've never been a parent of a teenager. So my son is a teenager now, and it's hitting a little different.
Oh,
and it's kind of like, even for me, not because I feel like it's going to happen, but I feel like I'm going to get that call one day. and it's heartbreaking. So to be able to connect with people who, you know what I'm saying, has experienced it, it's kind of like in my mind, I'm already telling myself I'm going to fail. But to be able to connect with people to be like, no, it's not going to happen, because we're not going to speak that into existence. But at the same time, if it happens, I can make it. You know, so I definitely appreciate your transparency. We ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. We're gonna keep this podcast going. Any other words you want to say before we start wrapping it up?
No, not really. I just want you to stand firm. Um, you've always been a strong mother, so
Thank you.
you
Thank you.
shouldn't even be worried. We gonna go through with our children. That's not you ain't gonna be able to stop that. But as long as you stand firm, which I've seen you do, and I just want to say this: Tyler got a calling on his name, so we need to speak that.
That is a fact.
I've seen it. You've seen it. A lot of people seen it. That he got a calling on his name, like in the church house. I wish more people could see it. But I'm gonna pray for you. You pray for me, and let's watch God start changing things.
Definitely, definitely. So, like I said, we're gonna keep it moving on to another segment called "Don't Let This Fluffy Shit Fool You,"
Oh,
where we basically tell them motherfuckers to kiss our ass. So, um, do you got some fluffy shit this week?
mm-mm.
Okay, so I'm gonna give my fluffy shit to Cancer. Um, Tomorrow morning I will be burying my aunt who is that passed away from cancer. And I didn't
Oh,
know that she
oh,
had cancer.
oh. My
Um,
condolences.
so it was a big shock. I noticed that she started to push away from family and kind of hide, but
Oh,
it was just like it's a pandemic or people go through things. So to be get that phone call and say she's no longer with us was kind of like I was angry, I was hurt, I was confused. And then as well as today is Friday the 13th,
mm,
and one of my I'm not even gonna call him an ex. He's still my heart, still my love.
mhm.
Roshan Gray passed away of cancer. On Friday the 13th. It was a couple years ago, but every Friday the 13th,
Whoa.
it definitely, you know what I'm saying? It's like I could feel his presence.
Wow.
So my fluffy shit goes to cancer because it's definitely killing us by the masses. So we giving wait, what my button? I got buttons today, y'all.
Don't let this fluffy shit fool you.
Okay.
And that's just that on that. We gonna keep it moving. I wasn't gonna do a keeping it cute, but I definitely want, based on the topic, I want to give the keeping it cute to every mother that has ever lost a child, and just had to keep going as if they wouldn't given a moment to grieve. So sometimes life just tells you to just keep going and just
Yeah.
keep going. So the keeping it cute this month, I mean this week, goes out to every mother that has ever lost a child, to
Awesome.
any type of anything. We are with you and we are praying
Yes.
for you.
Yes.
Um, and then we're gonna wrap it up with the last segment is the I am statements. And this week, I am strong.
Man.
Got an I am for us.
This week, I am trying.
Amen to that. Make sure you guys follow us on all of the things. We have Pretty Plus Size and Powerful Facebook page. We have the group. We also have the Pretty Plus Power Instagram, as well as we are able to be listened to on Spreaker, Spotify, Pandora, anywhere that you can get your podcast. Make sure you're following both of us individually. I'm pretty sure Aziz's is Zebo underscore P3 and mine is the real one underscore P3 on IG. Visit our website. It might be under construction. I don't know. I ain't really been on it, but we do got some dope gear coming out. So it's www.prettypluspower.com. Shanika, you got some stuff you want them to follow and be looking out for?
Yeah, well, you can follow me on Facebook, Trinika Walker, on Instagram, Trinika Walker, or you can look for Stop the Violence 53206 in your up and coming news feed.
Listen, we gonna hashtag Milwaukee,
Amen.
Facebook, Instagram, crazy. We gonna make sure we get this stop the violence movement, and we definitely gonna put the guns down and the nerves up because I need to learn how to shoot Tyler back
All right
because
now.
he been catching me.
I'm gonna have to help you. We gonna jump Tyler.
Tyler been catching me,
I
so
ain't seen him in a while.
he definitely bigger than me. So thank you once again for
Appreciate it.
stopping by. Thank y'all for listening, and we out.
Real hot girl shit.
And if the beat live, you know Lil Juke made it.
Body yaddy 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 yaddy. Body yaddy 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 yaddy. Body crazy curvy wavy big titties little waist. Body crazy curvy wavy big titties little waist. Body yaddy 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 yaddy. Look at how I body that, ate it up and gave it back. Yeah, you look good, but they still wanna know we're making it.